What is up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys an early look at the upcoming Action Bronson New Balance 2811 in this white and blue colorway. So this is the follow-up or sequel colorway to the signature sneaker created by New Balance for Action Bronson, the 2811. The first pair that released, which is nicknamed, and pardon my terrible pronunciation, Mikročpske, something like that. I'm just gonna call it the first colorway. That one sold out really fast. And if you're wondering why I haven't posted any content surrounding that shoe yet, well, the truth is I actually got early access, but I was just napping at the wrong time, and by the time I woke up and tried to check out, it was already all gone. But this pair has yet to officially release, and at the time that I'm filming this, it actually hasn't even been officially announced by New Balance or Action Bronson. It's a very interesting story though. And turning a long story short is basically on the New Balance subreddit, I guess at some point recently, someone noticed and posted on Reddit that this pair was available on the GOAT app, and it wasn't just available for astronomical prices, considering it hasn't actually released yet. These were actually being sold for under retail. So that first colorway, I think they retailed for a price of $180 US, but for this pair on the GOAT app, they were being sold for around 120 to 160 USD, with even some people's lowball offers being accepted. So the common theory about why these are being released early is that maybe someone stole a bunch off a boat, off a train, something like that, and then offloaded them onto GOAT for a quick sale. Other people were saying maybe it's some sort of marketing ploy, and honestly, I can't tell you anything beyond that. What I do know though is that once I purchased this pair on GOAT, it was marked as received at the warehouse for verification basically instantly. So somehow, some way, a bunch of these pairs are just sitting in the GOAT warehouse. And who knows, maybe we'll find out what the truth is behind this release on GOAT sometime down the road. So the product code of this shoe is U281163V. And the colorway according to the box is white and blue. And of course, at the time that I'm filming this, because there hasn't been an official press release or any official posts about this shoe, I don't know what the official nickname of the shoe is going to be, but once I find out, whenever that is, I'll edit the title of this video to reflect that. So here's a look at the box that these come with. So this is very similar to the box that the first colorway came in, but the colors of the stripes I believe are slightly different, almost like reversed. So we still have this diagonal stripe pattern to it. And one thing that people notice is that the size of this box, for most people at least, is a little bit larger than the size of the box of the originals. I don't have the originals in hand right now, so I can't compare, but this box is a little bit larger than most of my other New Balance size 10 boxes. So that's something interesting to kind of think about. Some people were saying that's an obvious way to tell that this is a fake shoe, but everything about this pair seems to check out. It's just a little bit odd that this box is a little bit bigger than what I would have expected for a size 10 New Balance shoe. So taking a deep dive into the details of the sneaker, the base layer of the shoe is covered in this open style white mesh. We have a reflective 3M triangle layer right above this, along with this neon colored stitching on both sides. Overlaid on top of this, we have these TPU or plastic layers, and then covering the front toe cap, we have a genuine suede, which feels very nice to the touch. Covering the eyelids, we have more of that TPU or plastic material. And then stitched on top of this on the quarter panel, we have this New Balance N logo, which is done in a mix of silver and a pale turquoise finish on the edges. Underneath this, running down the bottom of the sides of the shoe, we have 2 layers of genuine white leather. So unlike the debut colorway where people were commenting that the materials weren't great, it was mostly just synthetic materials, I was pleasantly surprised to see that they actually utilized genuine suedes and genuine leathers along this shoe. Next to this, we have more of that open style mesh, along with more neon colored stitching. That white leather covers the heel of the shoe. On the bottom, we have another reflective silver panel. In the middle, we have the silver New Balance branding, and then we have a black colored reflective panel at the very top of the heel. As far as the laces go, this pair only comes with one lace option, and they're a 2-toned rope lace done in a mix of black and this faded turquoise or almost jade-like color. Underneath this, the tongue is crafted out of that open style white mesh. We have this woven tab in the middle to help hold the laces in place, and the top of the tongue is covered in more genuine leather, which really adds a more premium feel and finish to the sneaker. And then stitched across this, we have Baklava, New Balance, and the model number 2811 in black. The back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is mesh lined. There's a decent amount of padding to this, And then for the insoles, these come with their standard foam-lined insoles. It's finished in this bright neon color on the top with Baklava New Balance branding pressed onto the heel. So the upper of the shoe sits atop this midsole, which, if it looks familiar, is also used on the New Balance 2010. So this is a full-length Abzorb foam midsole, and it's primarily painted in black. We have this lighter hit on the bottom of the heel, and we also have Abzorb SBS visible on the lateral and back of the heel, and this is there in place to help with impact protection and shock absorption. And then the bottom of the shoe, here's a look at this. This is primarily crafted out of black rubber. We have these slits to give the shoe a little bit more flexibility. In the middle, we have New Balance's Stability Web technology, which is a TPU shank plate which helps with torsional rigidity and midfoot support, and we have this exposed foam in the center of the heel. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this shoe. For those wondering about how these fit, so I had no idea how these were gonna fit, but I just went with my normal made in Asia New Balance size, which to me is true to size. So I'm a true size 10, my feet are a little bit on the wider side, meaning when I go to a shoe store and step on a Brannick device, my foot is actually a US men's 10 in between a D and an E width. So getting these in a size 10, they fit me perfectly, very comfortably. I don't feel that they're too snug and I don't feel that they're too roomy. So going true to size, it left me just under a thumb's width space between the edge of the shoe and the top of my toes, which to me is pretty much perfect. I know some people on Reddit were saying that these are a little bit long and they went a half size down. For me, I think my toes would be too close to the edge. So I recommend if you have a normal or slightly wide foot to go true to size, or your typical made in Asia New Balance size. If you have like a really narrow foot, maybe you might want to consider going half size down, but I feel like the majority of people out there should be fine going true to size. To give you guys a point of comparison, I also go true to size or a size 10 in other New Balance silhouettes like the 860 V2, 1906R, 2002R, 991 V2, and 1500, whereas I usually go a half size down to a 9.5 in a lot of the brands made in USA models like the 992, 993, and most of the 990 series. Moving on to the comfort of this shoe, so it feels more or less identical to a 2010, considering it utilizes the exact same tooling. So it has a decent chunky feel to it, but the Abzorb foam has some level of squish to it. It's actually quite comfortable. You don't have a lot of ground feel, but as far as initial step in comfort goes, I think this shoe is pretty decent. I think in the long run, it's probably not gonna be as comfortable as a lot of the made in USA models like the 993. This has a bit more of a plush and stacked feel to it, but over time, if you want longevity, a little bit more stability, it's hard to really compare a model like this to those tested and true made in USA models, which are honestly some of the most comfortable sneakers in my entire collection. But this is no slouch either, and I think most people will appreciate the comfort on this model. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship, so not to repeat myself, but again, I was really surprised with the material choices on this shoe, how they utilize genuine suedes and genuine leathers all throughout, especially when you compare it to that first colorway. And I think this white and blue colorway really feels a lot more elevated, specifically on material quality. The build of the shoe I thought was fine. It wasn't perfect. Some of the panels seemed a little bit crooked and a little bit misaligned, but nothing overly major. The stitch job was okay, and it was free of major glue stains. So while it wasn't perfect, I wasn't mad about it whatsoever. And I think the material quality kind of offsets any build quality issues that I had. So with all of that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up, and I'll show you guys how these look. Eventually, I hope to hear what the true story is behind how these released early on GOAT. But as of today, when I'm filming this, all I can speak to is how the shoe is, and I'm pretty happy with these in hand. I think the colorway is really solid. It's very different from the initial colorway, with this being a little bit more lighter in color. And of course, we have this contrasting black midsole which gives the shoe a very striking appearance. And of course, I'm really happy with the material quality. Not to sound like a broken record, but holding these in hand, it really does feel like an elevated collaboration, especially when it comes to a typical made in Asia New Balance shoe. I think they really stepped up when it comes to this specific release. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this Action Bronson New Balance 2811 in this white and blue colorway? Again, we'll see what the official nickname of the shoe is, and who knows when these will officially roll out in stores, or maybe they'll be exclusive to Action Bronson's website. I guess buckle up and we'll see. But as of now, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this shoe? Based off of what I've been reading on the New Balance subreddit, a lot of people have been buying their pairs early on GOAT. So if you own a pair of these already, comment down below, what do you guys think? And if you don't own them yet, are you planning on picking these up when they officially roll out? Or are you just not feeling it, which is totally fine. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I'll link my socials down below for you guys to check out. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and I'll catch everybody in my next video.